Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, fellow speakers, Kalimera and good morning. To live a life where people refer to as the Great is quite an accomplishment. A look at the life of Saint Basil is a life that defines greatness. Basil was an amazing example of a person gifted with tremendous talents who chose to use these talents in the service of the church and the kingdom of God. Saint Basil was a gifted scholar, lawyer, and orator. Today I'll be talking about the main contribution Saint Basil made to the church and how we can put it into effect today. Despite his success, Basil felt a pull to the monastic life, fueled by his studies of various religious lives. Basil later even directed a monastery until he was appointed Bishop of Caesarea in 370 AD, shortly after his ordination. He was the first person to open up the first organized hospital and was the creator of what we currently call today hospice. Despite his success, St. Basil still had a mission of great importance. St. Basil's greatest contribution to our faith was his defense against Arianism, a powerful heresy at the time. Arianism, one of the most damaging heresies in the history of our church, which denied the divinity of Christ, was at its height. When the great St. Athanasius died, the bulk of the defense of the faith against Arianism fell upon St. Basil. Emperor Valens persecuted Orthodox believers and put great pressure on Basil to remain silent and allow the heretics to partake in communion. Basil kept pushing against the ruler's demands. He strove to unite and rally Christians who were torn by tyranny and crushed by unfair laws. After a long, hard fight, he convinced Valens to give up his persecution towards the Christians. So what does this mean for us? How can we put St. Basil's works into effect today? We need to help bring others in closer to God. One thing we can do is treat our neighbors with respect and love. We could bring others into the faith by having an OCF, or Orthodox Christian Fellowship. Orthodox Christian Fellowship takes place in many different college campuses. OCF is an Orthodox organization dedicated to exploring the Orthodox Christian faith, advancing spiritual growth for Orthodox Christians, and exposing the campus to the faith, cultures, and customs that come with being an Orthodox Christian. OCF can bring in random strangers and teach them the word and actions of God. You can start your own club like OCF and bring others into the faith as well. Additional things you can do are free yard work, volunteer at a soup kitchen while sponsoring your church. Every year, the Goya goes to 3 different nursing homes and sings Christmas carols to all the residents and staff. The Goyans sing to these specific groups of people to show that we, as well as our church, have not forgotten them, and that they're still in our prayers. There are many other things we could do, such as ask Father to give someone communion if they are unable to attend church. The possibilities of bringing others to God and healing are endless. Just as long as you give the credit to God, you are bringing the person closer to Him. In conclusion, St. Basil was a perfect example of how we should exemplify our faith. We shouldn't treat others with violence, but use the words of God to pull them closer to Him. We can also use our actions of kindness and our own wealth to help the needy. There are many things that we can do to help others, and it all starts with the words of God.